Do cocaine and fucking stuff fucking girls.
What do you want to get from this interview?
I want to see how much
you've
changed.
Not because you're a piece of shit.
Mike Tyson just blasted Jake Paul after he canceled the Gervonta Davis fight, and the aftermath feels nothing less than humiliating. Tyson cuts straight into the illusion, revealing the fear and weakness tucked beneath the YouTuber's supposed boxing shine. This became a crushing shot at everything Jake Paul claims he is today.
Because you have someone that we come from two different sides, like, of the world. We still on the same path to get the same thing.
The matchup everyone had been talking about, scheduled for November 14, 2025 inside Miami's Casa Center, was abruptly scrapped. Supporters, news platforms, and even seasoned boxing voices were left in stunned disbelief.
Also, I was thinking too, maybe Tank isn't used to being the B-side of a fight.
B-side, so everybody's working around his schedule, and now...
Yeah, when you the A-side, you get to dictate things, you pick who you want, blah, blah, blah. Maybe he not used to being the B-side.
This was the bout Jake Paul had spent weeks elevating, boldly insisting he could break Gervonta Davis without feeling pressure. He moved like someone untouchable, talking as though victory already belonged to him before stepping toward the ring. But that storyline collapsed almost instantly. And Tyson refused to stay quiet while revealing the fractures beneath Paul's polished empire and legacy.
The Jake Paul-Tank Davis fight has officially been canceled. It is off. It is not happening on November 14th.
The cancellation quickly became a spectacle. Jake Paul said he was stepping away out of respect for the ongoing legal situation involving Davis.
So that fight that was supposed to go down with Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis in Miami on November 14th is not happening. It has been canceled officially, and this comes, not too long after Gervonta Davis was accused of assaulting a woman at a strip club.
Man, you know what I heard? I heard that Gervonta Davis was being very difficult to work with, and Netflix was just waiting for a reason.
Paul insisted he refused to enter a bout clouded by legal turmoil, saying it was driven by duty and planning. He spun it as a wise move, steering clear of chaos, guarding the sport's honor, and preserving an image of a bold fighter who chooses to walk into battle strictly on his conditions and his terms.
Nigga, we on worldwide television. Can you fight this nigga talking mad?
But Tyson saw clean through it. The iconic heavyweight refused to soften his tone when confronting Paul's explanation. He labeled it empty, staged, and nothing more than a move to shield a delicate persona instead of choosing real conviction. Tyson highlighted what many were failing to face. Paul's empire, fueled by hype, social buzz, and tightly controlled branding, had never been pushed by a genuine elite fighter like Davis. Tyson shredded the notion of respect. In truth, it was Paul misreading the danger and, even worse, inflating his own confidence in the spotlight today.
Well, he wants to make some money.
I know he's a good showman.
Fellow.
Mike Tyson shattered the whole storyline of Paul's invincibility. He underscored the truth that many of Paul's wins, 12 in total with 7 knockouts, had come against non-boxers or crossover MMA fighters, rivals who couldn't match his weight level or technical craft, even his most hyped triumph. The 2024 split decision over Tyson himself at age 58 was a fiercely argued outcome that leaned on spectacle more than skill. Tyson's message was clear. Jake Paul had never faced a real boxing terror, and Gervonta Davis, with his lightning-quick speed and knockout force, embodied exactly that.
AJ wanted to go through the motions, wrap the hands, and just gear up to what is...
The absurdity of Paul's claim began to shine even clearer once you looked closely at the numbers. Davis competes at lightweight, a realm ruled by speed and razor-sharp precision. Paul, meanwhile, has almost always boxed at cruiserweight or heavyweight, leaning on force and sheer size to break down opponents. It was Jake Paul who grabbed a convenient scapegoat and an escape route and slipped right out. Tyson stressed that even with Paul's bigger frame, meeting Davis would be a completely different storm. Every earlier bout that shaped Paul's image would have counted for almost nothing against a fighter of Davis's level. The idea of strategic withdrawal simply collapsed. What unfolded instead was the first true crack in Paul's empire that day.
It was Jake Paul who found a scapegoat, kind of, in an exit strategy, and got to move.
Tyson also shone a light on the emotional fallout. Fans had been buzzing, tickets sold out, media frenzy in full swing, all for a clash that never came. The abrupt cancellation, dressed up as a noble choice, sent tremors through the boxing world. Social platforms erupted with memes, debates, and heated takes. Amid it all, Tyson's words cut straight to the core. Paul's bravado, his bold claims, and oversized persona were now being scrutinized. The fearless image he projected was unraveling. And the first real test of his career had been sidestepped, not out of principle, not out of respect, but because the challenge had proven far bigger than he ever expected.
What I'm saying is that I feel really good.
Even the insiders of boxing weighed in. The question of who really stepped back, the legal troubles surrounding Davis or Paul himself, added fire to Tyson's critique, claiming the moral high ground. Paul seemed not just evasive but deliberate in shielding the image of an empire flashy yet untested. Tyson painted it as a caution, not only for Paul but for all watching. The sport is ruthless, and hype carries only so far. True skill, real peril, and the courage to confront them separate fighters from celebrities. Paul's ascent, while striking in social media clout and promotional flair, rested on a base never tried under real pressure. This revolved around overconfidence, miscalculation, and the limits of a spectacle-driven career. Tyson's words peeled back the bravado, revealing the fragility beneath Paul's public confidence.
A very talented YouTuber that's built himself into a massive influence with huge following.
And when it comes to that empire, let's break it down. On paper, Jake Paul appeared unstoppable, 12 wins, a single loss, 7 knockouts. But scratch the surface, and the story shifts. Most victories came against non-boxers, MMA crossovers, and mismatched challengers. His most talked about win, the 2024 split decision over Mike Tyson, looked impressive, until you remember Tyson was 58, making a brave comeback that didn't compare to facing a prime, elite boxer. Paul's bouts were sold as monumental spectacles, hyped with media frenzy, flashy entrances, and viral campaigns. Yet when you measure pure technical skill, the cracks begin to show.
Tank's team is now fighting back, and they're stating, and he was more scared than he had ever been before a fight by facing Gervonta Davis.
But the cancellation revealed those cracks like no victory ever could. Paul's size advantage, which worked against some opponents, meant nothing against Davis. Paul excelled at cruiserweight and heavyweight, yet Davis, a lightweight, carried blinding speed, knockout power, and technical mastery capable of breaking anyone unprepared. Tyson stressed this was Paul's first encounter with a fighter whose skills were entirely unlike the spectacle opponents he had previously dominated. The story of fearless Jake Paul began to falter. Even his most devoted fans had to pause and wonder, could Paul truly endure a real test inside the ring?
That's no. But we were going to go on a other card somewhere. You wouldn't have really heard of the person we were going to fight. But
Davis's legal issues didn't lessen the danger he posed inside the ring. While they added chaos to the story, the allegations offered Paul a convenient exit, or at least a way to look graceful. But Tyson's words made one thing clear: dodging this fight didn't boost Paul's reputation. It revealed the boundaries of his polished persona. For the first time, the public glimpsed that Jake Paul's confidence might rest more on savvy marketing, social media influence, and staged spectacles than on truly tested boxing skill.
One of the most feared punchers in the sport of boxing. He's got a 93% knockout percentage. That's one of the best among current world champions.
Gervonta Tank Davis' team fights back. After Jake Paul canceled the fight, went on a tirade.
The cancellation became a moment that rippled through culture. Fans erupted in outrage. Analysts dissected every word, while social media buzzed with speculation. Amid it all, Tyson's voice cut through the clamor. Paul's bravado, his empire built on hype, and his untouchable persona suddenly seemed fragile. The fight that never happened accomplished what no victory ever could. It stripped away the spectacle, revealing a fighter shielded by hype, not tested by true danger. It was a storm of chaos, curiosity, and critique. Hype clashed with reality, persona met skill, and Paul's carefully crafted empire wavered before everyone's eyes. Through it all, Tyson's words stood as a blunt but necessary reminder: boxing isn't about image. It isn't about hype. And it certainly isn't about dodging a real test. It's about stepping into the ring, facing the threat, and proving, without cameras, without tweets, without theatrics, that you truly belong there.
Jake fought a guy who was his age and who was also considered a boxer, and he lost.
It just pisses me the fuck off. And then
you're good. Take a break. Take a break.
Yeah, take a break.
Ends at RD officially. The moment the cancellation dropped, social media erupted into pure chaos. Fans, analysts, even casual onlookers couldn't stop debating the central question: who really pulled out, Jake Paul or Gervonta Davis's legal troubles? Twitter threads spiraled endlessly, TikToks went viral, and Instagram Reels captured every wild theory imaginable. Some fans seethed, others laughed, and many just couldn't believe the drama had reached such heights over a fight that never happened. Every word from Paul's team was dissected. Every cryptic tweet analyzed, every meme became a lens on the madness. Yet, amid the frenzy, anticipation didn't fade, it intensified. People were now fixated on Paul's next move. Could he reclaim his image? Could he actually confront a real test? Or would his empire, built on spectacle, continue teetering on fragile ground? The pressure was immense. Every statement, every training clip, every social post became a measure of whether Jake Paul could survive beyond the bubble of hype.
So that fight that was supposed to go down with Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis in Miami on November 14 is not happening. It has been canceled officially.
Looking ahead, the buzz around Paul's next fight on Netflix added another twist to the story. Rumored names included Nate Diaz, Francis Ngannou, Ryan Garcia, and Terrence Crawford. None were lightweights like Davis, yet each brought its own challenge. The message was clear. The cancellation had left Paul in a place where spectacle alone wouldn't suffice. Tyson's critique loomed like a shadow, a reminder that every upcoming fight would be judged by reality, not hype. That cancelled bout became a symbol. Paul's rise had dazzled, media-driven, hype at full throttle, but it was fragile. One cancelled fight, one public takedown from a legend like Tyson, and suddenly the gloss was stripped away. Tyson didn't just critique a fighter, he revealed the truth behind the empire, showing that beneath the bravado and theatrics, Paul's image was exposed. Now, the boxing world and social media waited, eyes fixed, to see if Jake Paul could survive the reckoning.
It's consensual. Two consensual parties,
Well,
two
you didn't
women.
say that word.
No, I'm saying it's consensual. I'm saying these two women.
So he paid women to beat on each other.
Exactly.